El 10 de mayo se estrena Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes y estamos aquí en Descanso Gardens en Los Ángeles porque vamos a entrevistar al director y a los actores principales. Pero mientras, vamos aquí a llamar a Jasper. Porque no sé si saben que también los pájaros son parte de esta película. Wes Ball, director of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Whoa, it sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy because this franchise has been going on since 1968,
Yeah,
so more than half a century.
Yeah, 55 years.
55 years,
56
almost, yeah. So my question would be, what makes this story timeless, so appealing that we keep like doing films about it?
It's a good question why this thing has endured for so long, you know? And I've been asked that a lot, actually, and I don't know if I have the best answer for it, but I think there's two things that these movies always tend to do. That they always hold up a mirror to ourselves, in a way. We see ourselves in them, and they're always very timely, and they resonate with the kind of the issues of the day in some strange way. They remind us what it means to be human, oddly, even though they're apes, right? And then second is the spectacle aspect. You know, the 68 movie had the best makeup effects that had ever been seen. And 2011, they proved it was the best visual effects we'd ever seen. And that just continued on with each one, with Dawn and War. And I think we hopefully continue on in that tradition of just something that is mesmerizing to watch, these feats of technology on display, but all in the effort of conveying some truth about the human condition, right? Drama, conflict, all that stuff. I think that's probably why it lands, and also just I think probably just the adventure and science fiction aspects of it all. It's just something appealing, you know. But who knows?
So now that you mentioned technology and that these movies has been like with edge technology every time, so what is new? What's gonna blow like the audience with this one?
Well, it's interesting because people have come to expect, you know, they're used to seeing, oh my gosh, those apes are real. Hopefully we continue on in that and go further. You know, we have more new characters this time, more apes. You know, we've got, you know, Weta Effects, who are the best visual effects company in the world. You know, everything they've learned from all the Apes movies, all the Avatar movies, we get to leverage all that knowledge and wisdom and apply it to this movie. And we have, you know, stuff that could not have been done 5 years ago. Stuff with water simulations and just full CG, you know, totally photorealistic, you know, stuff that hopefully just immerses you in the world. I hope people don't see visual effects. I hope they kind of just are immersed in the story and the characters all. But this stuff would not be possible without, you know, the technological kind of, you know, incredible kind of work that's done on these movies, you know.
You were filming in Australia, right?
That's right.
And I guess in environments like this,
That's right.
But at the same time, the actors were like having all the gear for motion capture. And
They're
everything.
wearing technology.
They were wearing technology. So how was that? That's a very specific set.
It's very odd, and not a lot of actors, I think, are up for that challenge, honestly. But even for us on a process level, it's very strange because you have to really imagine what will be, you know. And even in editing, you know, I'm editing with, you know, this actor, say Owen, you know, wearing all these dots on his face and a camera floating in front of his head. And you have to trust that the process, by the end, you know, you're making choices, and you won't see the end result of your choices for months, you know, months. One shot took a year before we even saw a version of it, right? And so this idea of this crazy jigsaw puzzle that's just kind of constantly kind of changing and floating up there in space, and then finally towards the end of the process, they all come together, and you hope they all fit together to create this one kind of magic trick, this illusion that you invest in. It's a fascinating process, you know. It's a difficult one, you know. It's very difficult, but I think the actors all just kind of trusted in the talent around them, and went for it, you know. And hopefully it works out for audiences, you know.
And the actors, I've heard, they had to go through like a boot camp in order to move like the different species or the different apes, right?
Yeah.
So you want to be truthful to each, like a chimpanzee doesn't move the same as an orangutan, or
right.
So was that your idea to send them to camp?
Well, other movies have done that too, right? And so we borrowed that, and I did that for Maze Runner too. I put all the actors in this camp, and what happens is this kind of unique bonding experience happens off camera. They become a little family, a little unit that take care of each other, and you need that when you're in this really difficult process of making a movie, which is always difficult, you know. But another big part of this is that you can't, while we're moving through scenes, they can't be in their head trying to do their acting work, and be truthful and honest in the moment as actors, performers, and at the same time, I have to be an ape. So you have to take that part of it out. It has become so instinctual, how they move, how they hold themselves, that it just becomes part of their DNA, so that it just becomes intuition, so that they can just do their job as actors. Even to the point where, I know Owen was talking about a story where he left our movie, and for 2 months after, he went into another movie, and the director came up to him and told him, dude, you're walking like an ape. It's kind of in them for those period of like a year, basically, where they're just, in this zone, this mindset of moving like they do, It's really fascinating,
And when you take over a franchise with all this legacy, obviously you want to be truthful and to the legacy, I guess, but at the same time you want to bring your own thing. How do you balance that?
Well, I think a part of it is our story. It's a different story this time. It's more of an adventure, right? It's a younger kind of spirit to the movie. It's more of a coming of age thing. I'm a different director, so it will naturally have whatever it is that does to the style, I suppose. But the previous movies are always in our minds. We want to feel like we're a part of this great legacy of now 10 movies. So hopefully we've done a good job of feeling connected to all these movies that people have loved for so long, but still kind of standing on our 2 feet and giving someone kind of a new chapter in this long legacy of movies. And we tried very hard to do that.
Yeah, because even though it's the 4th installment of the reboot franchise, I've heard you saying several times that it's a new chapter, right? This is a new thing, and it happens 300 years after the previous one.
Yeah.
So does it mean this is like the start of a new trilogy, or how do you say it?
We hope. We hope. It'd be awesome to do that. The human brain is wired for that 1, 2, 3, beginning, middle, end. You know what I mean? That's why I felt like I very much did not want to be a part 4. We felt like it was important, if this was worth making, was to kind of be able to come up with something that was unique on its own. It could stand on its own merits. But the beauty is that we got to stand on the shoulders of those movies that Rupert and Matt did. We got to kind of, we could run because they walked. You know what I mean? And so hopefully, we feel, appropriately tethered to those movies, but still kind of something new for audiences to go and enjoy, and revisit, so.
Was there a day during the filming, or maybe the whole process, where it was really challenging, something that kind of...
The whole thing's challenging, man. It is tough making these movies. The biggest problem, like I said before, was shooting the movie twice, right? Shooting with the actors and then going back and shooting the movie again with a clean, with no actors in the frame, right? That is really difficult. And what ultimately happens is, I work pretty fast on set. We're usually getting 30, 40 setups a day, and now we're getting 12, if we're lucky. And we don't necessarily have a lot more time. So we have to be very careful about the shots that we get and the shots that we plan for. And, in all that kind of preparation and careful restraint that comes with just the process, how do we inject spontaneity and kind of, chaos into it all? It was a very important thing for us. And, hopefully we've done it. It's definitely the most challenging thing I've ever had to do,
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, Wes.
Yeah, thank you.